Okay, ji, welcome back in our next session. We were talking about SWOT or TOS matrix, and we discussed space matrix. Now the third matrix is BCG matrix. The Boston Consulting Group matrix graphically portrays differences among divisions in terms of relative market share, position, and industry growth rate. Now remember that the market shares can be of two types. It can be relative market share and it can be absolute market share. By absolute market share, I mean to say the exact number of customers, clients, and the market share you have. And in terms of relative market share, remember that it is in relation with, in comparison with the market leader's market share. The relative market share would mean that your market share in comparison with the market leader's market share, or we can say that what is the percentage of your market share in relation with market leader's market share. For example, if the market leader's market share is 50% and your market share is 25%, your relative market share would be 50%, because 25 is 50% of 50. So in BCG matrix, we're going to have relative market share. And second thing we need to have is industry sales growth rate. Now these are the two axis values we need to have to graphically represent our portfolio in BCG matrix. And BCG matrix allows a multi-divisional organization to manage its portfolio of businesses by examining the relative market share position and the industry growth rate of each division relative to each other divisions in the organization. And remember, in terms of industry sales growth rate, there can be two types of information. One is that you are directly given a value of the growth rate. And the second situation can be that you are given the growth rate of sales related to one industry for 2 consecutive years. And if the sales growth, if the sales of 2 consecutive years are given to you related to industry, we can use a formula to calculate the growth rate. And the formula would be P2 minus P1 divided by P1 into 100. The P2 would be the current year sales and the P1 would be the last year sales divided by last year sales into 100. This would give us the growth rate for that particular industry's sales. And we can use that number in our BCG matrix then. Now remember that BCG is a very sensitive matrix, because every point in the BCG in the 4 quadrants is telling us a completely different story. Now, to analyze that situation, let's talk about the axis values first of all. On the y-axis, we are taking industry sales growth rate, and the values taken are from -20 to +20. And why we have taken the digit 20? Because that is a convention. Because generally speaking, years in and years out, industry sales growth rate would not fluctuate more than 20%, because 20% fluctuation in the industry sales growth rate is a big number. But supposedly, if the industry fluctuation is more than 20% or less than 20%, so we can change the excess values. But as a convention, we write from -20 to +20, because in normal circumstances, this is a big range. On the x-axis, we take relative market share. And as I told you, relative market share would mean that your market share in comparison with market leaders' market share. So that is ranging from 0.0 to 1.0. 0.5 would mean 50%, and 100 or 1.0 would mean that your market share is equal to the market share of the market leader. Supposedly, the market leader is having 37% market share, and you are also having 37% market share, so that would be equal, and that would be 1. So when we plot these numerical values on the axis, the 4 quadrants we have are known as question mark, stars, cash cows, and dogs. And every point in these 4 quadrants, question mark, star, cash cow, and dog, in every point in these 4 quadrants would be a different combination of relative market share and industry sales growth rate. Now, to find out your own relative market share, you need to calculate your market share first of all. And for that, you need to conduct market survey. After the market survey, you'll come to know that how much market you have captured. And out of that captured market, then you either through survey or from other information sources, you get the market share of the market leader. And through that, you calculate relative market share. Now the 4 quadrants, as we have already discussed in the space matrix, the 4 quadrants in the BCG matrix are telling us different alternatives of strategic choices. And those alternatives are, for example, in case of question mark, you can go for market penetration, market development, product development, and divestiture. In case of stars, you can go for backward, forward, horizontal integration, market penetration, market development, product development. In case of cash cows, you can go for product development, diversification, retrenchment, and divestiture. And in case of dogs, you can go for retrenchment, divestiture, and liquidation. Now, if you could see that in space matrix, when we talked about defensive quadrant, that was just like the dogs in BCG matrix. In defensive, we went for retrenchment, divestiture, and liquidation. In dogs, we go for retrenchment, divestiture, and liquidation. And if you look at the stars, this is just like the aggressive quadrant of the space matrix. In the aggressive quadrant of the space matrix, we were going for backward, forward, horizontal integration, market penetration, market development, product development, and the same set of strategies we have in the case of stars. Likewise, question mark, likewise cash cows, they are also interlinked quadrants as compared with the space matrix. And remember that in case of SWOT matrix or TWAS matrix, the strategies which you usually take at WT stage, weakness in and threat combination, those strategies are just like the defensive in space and dogs in case of BCG. And the strategic options which you might have in SO, strength and opportunity combination, they would be just like the aggressive in space and stars in cash cow. Likewise, the question marks and the cash cows and the question marks in relation with the competitive and conservative quadrants of space, as well as in relation with the ST and WO combinations. Now, supposedly a firm is having 60% relative market share. So we'll plot that firm at 0.6 on the x-axis, and the firm is having plus 10% sales growth rate. So we'll plot plus 10 on the y-axis. After plotting 0.6 on x and plus 10 on y, we'll throw perpendiculars from these 2 points, and the intersection point of these 2 perpendiculars would the point of our existence in the BCG matrix, and in my given example, that is the case of stars. Now remember that to make the BCG matrix, you have to make a 7-column table. Let me just show you the 7-column table. This is a 7-column table, and this table helps us in crafting our graphical representation in case of BCG matrix. The table we need to develop is having the columns like the divisions of the corporation, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, their associated revenues, which are given in the table as 60,000, 40,000, 40,000, 20,000, 5,000, and the total revenue of the corporation as $165,000. And then we have to calculate the percentage revenue, that how much is 60% out of 165,000. So that is 37%. How much is 40% out of 165,000? That is 24%. Then 24%. How much is 20% out of $165,000? That is 12%. And how much is 5,000 out of 165,000? And that is 3%. And the sum total of the revenues would be 100. Our next column required to make the BCG matrix is the profits. The division 1 is having the profit out of the revenue of 60,000 equal to 10,000. The second division is having revenue of 40,000 and the profit of 5,000. The third division is having the revenue of 40,000 and the revenue of 2,000, a profit of 2,000. The fourth firm is having revenue of 20,000 and the profit of 8,000. And fifth division is having the revenue of 5,000 and profit of 500. And after putting the profits, the next column would be percentage profit, that out of 100, how much is the contribution of every SPU in the overall profit of the corporation. For example, $10,000 is 39% of 25,500. 5,000 is 20% of 25,500. 2,000 is 8% of 25,500, and so on. And the sum total of percentage profit would always be equal to 100. The sixth column we have is relative market share, that for every product division, for every SPU, you need to calculate the relative market share. And as I told you, relative market share is your market share in comparison with the market share of the market leader. So that is 0.8, 0.4, 0.1, 0.6, and 0.05. And then comes the column of industry sales growth rate. And I told you that either you will find the industry sales growth rate as a calculated figure, or you will find the sales volume of every year. And then you have to use the formula P2 minus P1 over P1 into 100 to find out the industry growth rate. Now, after filling this table, now you have to plot this table on BCG matrix. In case of our first division, the relative market share is 0.8. So we put a mark of 0.8 on the x-axis, and the growth rate of industry sales is 15% with a positive sign. So put a mark of plus 15 on the y-axis, throw perpendiculars, and there you will find the location of your first SBU. As you could see in the graphical representation on the slide, in the BCG matrix, in the star region, there is number 1 SBU mentioned. Now the point on which your intersection is developed based upon your relative market share and industry sales growth rate, that point is not just a point, it is actually center of a circle. And that circle which would be drawn around that point, the circle would represent the revenue contribution, and the pie slice in that circle would represent the profit contribution. For example, in case of first SBU, your relative market share is 0.8, your industry sales growth rate is 15. From there you can get the point. Then you draw a circle around it. The circle represents 37% of the revenue. And as the 37% revenue is highest among all the SBUs, if you could look at the column of percentage profit, percentage revenue, there is 37%, which is highest among all the other divisions. So the size of this SBU's circle would be bigger than the rest of the circles, as you could see in the graphical representation of BCG. The other divisions, the 2, 3, 4, and 5, their circle representations are smaller than the circle representation of the first one. And why is that? Because the size of the circle is based upon the percentage revenue contribution of that SBU in the total revenue of the corporate body. Now, remember, then don't get yourself confused with the radius and the circumference of the circle. It is just an approximation. It is a visual display to demonstrate that whichever SBU is having more revenue contribution. Now, once the circle is drawn on the point with the revenue contribution, the next step is that you have to draw the profit contribution, and the profit contribution is represented by the pie slice. And remember, whenever you draw a pie slice in the graph, you have to start from the 12 o'clock position. So the profit contribution of the first SBU, as you could see in the table in the percentage profit column, and that is 39%, and it is also written on the graphical representation of the BCG as well. That 39% is the profit contribution. So 39% of the pie, 39% of the circle shown by the pie slice is colored, which represents the profit contribution in the revenue contribution of 37% at the location of 0.8 relative market share and plus 15 industry sales growth rate percentage. So that basically completes the demonstration of BCG matrix. Now remember, these SBUs placed in the BCG matrix are showing us the instantaneous values, the instantaneous situation, the current situation of the corporation's portfolio. And we have seen that situation in terms of four most important things, four most important dimensions: market share, industry sales, profits, and revenues. And years in and years out, these SBUs may move in the BCG matrix in anti-clockwise manner. Anti-clockwise manner would mean that the SBU, which is in star this year, maybe it moves towards the cash cow next year. Maybe it can move towards dogs in the next coming years. And maybe they would move towards the question mark region in the further years. And from the question mark region, they may move towards the star again. And this impact and effect would be caused as if the SPUs are surviving in an industry and the industry is having its own life cycle, like growth, maturity, decline, recovery. And as the life cycle of the industry moves on, in the same fashion, the SPUs in the BCG matrix would also be changing their positions. So at every year end, the organizations, the corporations, they need to do such analysis to be presented in the corporate meetings to find out that what is their current situation in relation with their past year performances, and in expectation of the future scenarios. They have to see that what can be the strategic options available to them so that they can further their sustainability, they can further their profit maximization with the passage of time. There are few limitations of the BCG matrix as well, that sometimes our point, the intersection point of relative market share and industry sales growth rate can come on the axis value. And if it comes on the axis value, so that would be the limitation of the BCG matrix and will be becoming indifferent to either of the quadrant. For example, our point can be on the axis value, which is separating the question mark from the stars. Okay, because our relative market share is suppose 50% and our industry sales growth rate is suppose positive 10%, so we'll be on the axis. And in case of our relative market share is 50%, but industry sales growth rate is negative 5%, we'll be again on the axis. And contrary to that, suppose our relative market share is 40%, but our industry growth rate is 0, because last year and this year the sales volume were equal, so we'll be on the axis value again. So that is one of the limitations of the BCG matrix. Secondly, remember that BCG matrix would not be able to tell you future forecasts. The only thing we can assume is that the movement of the BCG matrix elements can only be in anti-clockwise direction. So BCG matrix and another matrix we'll be covering in the next coming slides, IE matrix. Both of these are also known as portfolio matrices, because they also demonstrate the portfolio of a corporate body. Let's look at another example. Over here, I have tried to be more precise for you. On the x-axis, we can look at the values 0.0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 up to 1.0. And on the y-axis, we have -20 to +20 range. And then we have got 5 divisions. We have got sales, we have got percentage sales, we have got profits, we have got percentage profit, we have relative market share position, we have got industry sales growth rate. And based upon these 7-column table numbers, we have to plot these numbers in terms of graphical representations in the 4 quadrants of BCG. Now let's look at the interpretations of these 4 quadrants. Supposedly you are in question mark region, the quadrant 1. It says organization must decide whether to strengthen them by pursuing an intensive strategy, which might be market penetration, market development, product development, or to sell them. In case of stars, quadrant 2 represent the organization's best long-run opportunities for growth and profitability. In case of cash cows, quadrant 3 generate cash in excess of their needs and should be managed to maintain their strong position for as long as possible. And in case of dogs, quadrant 4 compete in a slow or no market growth industry, which means businesses are often liquidated, divested, or trimmed down through retrenchment. Remember that we don't make BCG matrix for products. The standalone product cannot have a market share. A standalone product cannot have comparison with industry sales growth rate. For that matter, remember that we have to compare product divisions or the SBUs. And also remember that these 4 quadrants are termed in this manner because they have got certain interpretations of their own. For example, in case of question marks, these are the divisions which have got uncertain future. That's why they are known as question marks. In case of stars, remember that these are the shining stars, the best SBUs of the corporation, but sometimes the stars may not shine. For example, the relative market share is around a little more than 0.5 and the industry sales growth rate is just 1 and 2%. So in that case, that is a star, but that might not be a shining star. In case of cash cows, it is said that milk the cow as far as it gives you milk. When it stops giving you milk, butcher it, which means liquidate the business, but drive as much as benefit you can drive out of your existing market situation, because in case of cash cows, your relative market share would be more than 0.5, which is more than 50%. So that is a good situation in terms of market condition. And sometimes when dogs are discussed, the dogs are not always bad. Sometimes the dogs are the watchdogs, and watchdogs are to be kept because in the future, as the industry would go for recovery, the watchdogs would also grow back into question marks. So the major benefit of the BCG matrix is that it draws attention to the cash flow, investment characteristics, and needs of an organization's various divisions. Now we are moving towards the 4th matrix of matching stage. And the 4th matrix is talking about internal external matrix, abbreviated as IE matrix. In this case, we have got a 9-cell matrix, and those 9 cells are divided into 3 regions as they are shown in the diagram. The first region is comprising of the cells 1, 2, and 4. The second region is composed of 3, 5, and 7. And the third region is composed of 6, 9, and 8. The first region is known as grow and build. And the strategies you need to take are backward, forward, horizontal integration, market penetration, market development, and product development. The second region, the middle one, is known as hold and maintain. And the strategies recommended are market penetration and product development. And the third region is known as harvest or divest. And the strategies recommended are retrenchment and divestiture. Now looking at this matrix, the first region, grow and build, which is showing a higher IFE score and higher EFE score, because these are the 2 axis values for IE matrix. The IFE score on the x-axis and EFE score on the y-axis. This region is grow and build. And if you could remember, this is just like, the strategies are just like the star region of BCG, the aggressive region of space, and obviously the SO of the TWAS. And in case of harvest or divest, the boxes represented by 6, 9, and 8, they are just like the dogs of BCG, the defensive of space, and the WT of the TWAS. So this also gives us the evidence that all of these 5 matrices, they generate similar results. And supposedly, if the similar results in all the 5 matrices are not coming out, that would be a cross check, and that would be an indication that the data you have punched is wrong. So you have to be very much careful that the matching stage matrices are not only generating the alternatives of strategies for us, but they are also the cross check for one another. And that would also authenticate that either your basic input data in the IFE, EFE, and CPM is right or not. And if the answers are different in every matrix, that would be a definite indication that the data you have collected is having faults. So in case of IE matrix, on the x-axis, we have taken the score from 1 to 4. And on the y-axis, we have taken the score from 1 to 4 because Fred or David, they would always rate their matrices from 1 to 4. And in case of Whelan and Hunger, suppose if your rating scale is 1 to 5, so you have to go for using the scale 1 to 5 in the IE matrix. And for that purpose, you have to add 1 row and 1 column as well. And by adding 1 more row and 1 more column, then you will be available with 16 boxes IE matrix. So for the time being, we assume that we are using 9 cell matrix and we are using 1 to 4 rating score. So we are there with the 3 regions, but in case of 16 boxes, the regions would remain the same, the 3 regions, which are grow and build, hold and maintain, harvest and divest. Now to put your, now to plot your SBU in the IE matrix, we again need to come up with 9 column table. But before the 10 column table, let's go through some theory of IE matrix. The IE matrix is based on 2 key dimensions, the IFE total weighted score on the x-axis and the EFE total weighted score on the y-axis. The 3 major regions, grow and build, hold and maintain, and harvest and divest are given. So this is the representation we are having in IE matrix. This is a solved example. And we can look at the 7 column table. The first column is again the SBUs. The second column is the revenue contribution of each SBU. The next column is percentage revenue. Then comes the profit. Then comes the percentage profit. And then instead of writing relative market share and industry sales growth rate in IE matrix, we write EFE score and IFE score. So the EFE and IFE scores are given. And based upon the data coming from your input stage related to the EFE and IFE, we have to plot the SBUs in the IE matrix. And wherever these SBUs would be in the IE matrix, every box would be representing their strategic position and would be coming up with the suggested alternative strategies which they should be following to achieve their particular objectives. And as I told you earlier, that IE matrix and BCG matrix, both are known as portfolio matrices as well, because they represent the portfolio of the corporate bodies. This is another example of IE matrix I have just crafted for you. Again, there is a 7 column table. Remember, for BCG and IE, you always need to craft the table first, and then based upon the information given in the table, then you plot the SBUs in the matrix, the graphical representation. Also remember that in case that you yourself is the market leader, in that case, you have to take the absolute market share. And in case of a standalone business, suppose there is no corporate body and there is no portfolio of businesses. In case of a standalone business, there would be only 1 row, but the 7 columns would remain the same. And in case of percentage sales, you would write 100%. And then in case of percentage profit, you take the profit as the percentage of the sales. So that is the difference which you have to bring in if you are talking about a standalone business or a small setup. So this is a demonstration of IE matrix. We conclude our session on this point. We have covered 4 matrices of the matching stage in our today's talk. And those 4 matrices were TOAS, SPACE, BCG, and IE. From there, next time, we'll be starting up with the more matrices and the more concerns that how to make the strategy. And then we'll be also talking about other strategy formulation frameworks which are there to help us to craft the final strategy for our organization. So thank you for this session.